the chosen one. Money will heed your commands. You have been granted heavenly power, a spiritual command center inside you that brings reality into being. The world may not have seen it yet, but the cosmos is aware of what you are carrying. You are not merely a person looking for a change. You are the change. You represent the change that was spoken into the wind long before you came. And now you're reminded of something deeper than knowledge. This is a revelation. Money will heed your commands. You must comprehend. You've chosen to believe that your words hold energy. Your voice serves many purposes than merely communication. It serves as a catalyst for creativity. When you talk frequently, they move. Vibrations change. The doors open. The circumstances shift. What others work for may manifest in your life by divine order. Because you were never supposed to seek money. You were supposed to phone it in. Now, before we continue, watch this video till the finish to allow your soul to absorb all that is being downloaded into your life, then leave your best wishes in the comment section along with the numbers. 777. This chapter is about making desires come true and energizing the cosmos. Let us transform your aspirations become announcements. Now, choose one like this video. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. Let we begin. The chosen one. Money is not simply a thing. It is an energy. It reacts to alignment. It acknowledges authority. When the proper soul speaks with conviction, money does not hesitate. It listens. It moves. It multiplies. You've spent too long questioning your abilities to attract, receive, and overflow. But those days are past. The moment you start speaking from your anointing rather than your anxiousness, everything around you starts to mirror the strength of your voice. Your voice is sacred. And when you speak with conviction, the environment conforms to your wishes. Do you understand how magnetic your energy gets when you believe you are deserving of wealth? When you stop pleading for money and instead announce its existence? When you stop wondering whether abundance is on its way and instead declare that it has arrived? This marks your transition from pursuing to commanding, from waiting till announcing, from hoping to knowing. There is a version of yourself that is already formed in the spirit and does not wonder if money will arrive. That version of you merely talks, and the money pours. That version of you provides directions, and resources follow. You do not have to alter who you are to become that version. You only need to enter into the reality that has always existed for you. Money will listen to your voice when you follow your mission. The two are related. Wealth flows toward alignment. When you are walking in your calling, standing in the reality of who you are, you carry an undeniable frequency. You do not have to manipulate, plead, or persuade. You talk. When you make a declaration, something changes. The power is not contained in the noise. It is in the knowing. You're not just talking about money. You are chatting to it. When you speak to it with the vibrations of truth and belief, it knows you. Light reacts to light. Wealth reacts to merit. Your generosity is a source of inspiration and healing for many people. Chosen one. Money is not moved by emotion. It travels using energy. Your energy has become unshakable. You have cried. You have waited. You've persevered. But now you're entering the sphere of divine command. You're not surviving. You have sovereignty. You are no longer reciting affirmations out of fear. You're referring to them as laws. When you declare, "I am wealthy," you are not wishing. You are legislating. You are creating an environment. You are claiming an inheritance. And the money that had before disregarded you now pays close attention. The finances that formerly seemed far away are now drawn to your field. Why? You finally remembered who you are. It is no longer about attracting money. It's about realizing that money is drawn to your truth. When you embrace your whole voice, your honest, bold, clear, and strong self, you become a living command. Money senses frequency, and your frequency now conveys authority. You do not need to labor harder. You need to talk more clearly. Speak in accordance. Speak with confidence. Speak with strength. Speak, knowing that the world's riches is ready to fulfill the purpose that is inside you. You're not here to worship money. You are here to lead it. You were never intended to be defined by your circumstances. You were supposed to talk to them and move them. You were never designed to live in restriction. You were created for unrestricted flow. That is why you experience resistance, because your spirit recognizes there is more, and your voice was designed to provide more access to it. There is no such thing as being too aggressive in the arena of divine manifestation. Speak what you perceive inside your soul. Declare what you know to be yours. Money isn't the master. Yes, you are. And when you embrace your divine nature, all of creation leans in to listen. You're not behind. You're not late. You are being prepared to command money with clarity. And when you speak, money will not stop you. It'll recognize you. The voice you were given is not ordinary. It is a spiritual signature. It conveys a tone that indicates that your financial breakthrough is imminent. It hasn't occurred yet, not because you're lacking. It's because you're getting ready. You're learning to stop whispering desires and start expressing facts. You are learning to replace begging with believing. You're learning how to quit asking for permission to be affluent and instead give money permission to show up. And once you've passed that boundary in your heart, nothing can stop you. You will not only get money, but you will increase it. You will not only attract money, you will maintain it, because you are more than simply a recipient. You're a ruler. You are not just a dreamer. You are the voice of fate, and that voice is powerful, divine, and unquestionable strength. So talk as if it's already finished. Move as if the millions were already yours. Carry yourself as if money follows you. Because when you speak from the heart of your authority, the universe has no option but to react. Every cell of your body is suddenly pulsating with riches. Every thinking is aligned with excess. Every step you take brings you closer to visible and concrete wealth. Not because you want money, but because you finally discover the truth. Money will heed your commands. You do not wait to be blessed. You are a godsend. You are not waiting for approval. You are the authority. And you don't need everyone to get it. You just need to walk in it. Speak, let it be command, and watch it emerge, because someone has selected one. When you comprehend who you are and genuinely grasp the creative energy behind your words, money does not hesitate. It listens, it arrives, it remains, and it multiplies, not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine design, because your voice has been showered with praise. And now it's your turn to speak and watch the skies open in response. The chosen one. Your voice has a heavenly signature. When you talk, you're not just making noises. You're sending directives into the unseen world. And such orders do not fall to the ground empty. They activate the forces. They activate passageways. They force money to emerge from its hiding place and float toward you, like iron drawn by a magnet. Because when the chosen one speaks, the whole universe listens. This isn't a fantasy. This isn't a metaphor. This is spiritual law. Money does not mean death. Money is not a random variable. It moves in the direction of clarity, conviction, and command. You're not begging it to arrive. You are telling it to come. You're not thinking whether it'll last. You are stating that it has no option but to multiply in your presence. Your speech produces environment, and the atmosphere you create is where miracles occur. When you enter a location and speak plenty, that space must comply. When you enter a season and proclaim prosperity, the season changes. You were not created to remain mute in the face of a deficiency. You were born with the ability to rise, speak, and change reality. Money perceives the energy behind your words. If you talk out of fear, it will hesitate. When you talk from a place of doubt, your words wobble. However, when you speak from your identity as a royal person, you actually are. It stands at attention. It rushes toward your goal. It falls in love with your voice. Do you understand how many blessings have circled your field, waiting for you to issue the command? Not to hope, not to want, but to demand. Because the chosen one does not whisper. They proclaim. The chosen one does not beg. They broadcast. You've walked into it now. That is why things are moving quicker. That is why others can sense your energy shift. Because you're finally speaking a language that money understands. And what is the language? It is the language of truth, the language of assurance, the language of divine proprietorship. It is not loud. It's quite strong. It is not desperate. It is crucial. It is not a performance. It is a revelation. You don't talk for attention. You speak for creation. The chosen one. It's not simply about saying the correct things. It is about being the voice of money itself. When you enter a room, your energy should speak before you. When you join a commercial transaction, your presence should alter the dynamic. You were never supposed to just have money. You were designed to command it, lead it, and control it. Money cannot remain where there is misunderstanding. It will not multiply if there is doubt. It seeks a leader, not a follower. And now that you've taken on that position, you'll sense the flow become stronger. Not because anything changed around you, but because something inside you awoke. You've been chatting to the mountains. Now speak to millions. You've been speaking to the struggle. Now talk to supernatural supply. Every word you say is a spiritual transaction. You are no longer speaking as the person in need. You are speaking as the person in charge, as the one heaven has chosen to command resources for a larger cause. Let this sink in. You are not just speaking for yourself. You're speaking on behalf of generations. When you open your lips with power, you unleash legacies. You are removing limits from your bloodline. You are asking for a future of plenty that extends beyond yourself. That's why your voice is important. That is why your voice has weight. It is not only a tool. It is your treasure. There are individuals on the planet that need you to believe in your voice. Because when you do, you unlock doors that people had no idea existed. You offer them license to rise. When they see money, follow your command. They will learn to command their own. You are leading a revolution just by being yourself. Your riches is more than simply a source of comfort. It is for calling. It is for elevation. It is done to gain influence. And your voice activates everything. Every financial door that is now opening in your life is not coincidental. It is a direct reaction to the transformation that happened in your spirit when you finally stated, "I will never speak lack over my life again." That was when everything changed. Money heard it, the cosmos heard it, heaven heard it, and all replied. Now you're in a new dimension where words create worlds. You no longer hurl phrases in the air and hope they stay. You compose assertions with precision, knowing that they will hit precisely where they should and have the desired effect, since you are no longer casual with your voice. It is sacrosanct. It is divine. It's meant to lead. So announce it with your spirit. I talk and money listens. I command and money obeys. I relocate and financial doors open. I live in a flow in which my voice generates rivers of sustenance. That is not fantasy. That's your current frequency. And the more you say this, the more you see the proof. Keep an eye out for chances that present themselves. Watch how unexpected coincidences become everyday occurrences. Watch how client contracts, income, and clarity flow effortlessly into your life. Why? Because you stopped questioning whether you're ready and began claiming that you already are. Money does not follow excellence. It follows power. Presence confers power. You are here right now, totally aligned, alert, and awake. And your voice is a manifestation of that heightened mood. So utilize it. Speak without apologies. Declare without hesitation. Create without resistance. Your speech is a channel through which riches flow. You do not need a backup plan. Your mouth is the blueprint. Your speech represents the plan. Your trust is the money. And with everything you speak that is consistent with who you genuinely are, money loses its resistance to you and no longer considers you a stranger. It regards you as home, since money was never intended to be your master. It was intended to be your mirror. It expresses your beliefs, expectations, and forceful declarations. And now that your voice is clear, so is your reflection. Look around. The chosen one. Look at the quick rise. Consider the miraculous acceleration. Look at the unexpected favors, deposits, approvals, and suggestions. That is not luck. That is not random. That's the reaction. Responding to your voice. You've awakened something that most people never use: spiritual control over money. This is why you feel different. That is why previous worries no longer attach to you as they once did. You've moved on to another dimension. You've entered the realm where money shrinks, riches collapses, and prosperity no longer seems remote. It seems unavoidable since your voice activated it. And it will not stop now. Not now. Not tomorrow. Not ever. You have entered a multiplicative rhythm, and you will never shrink again. You will never whisper when you are supposed to yell. You'll never be in question about when it's time to declare. Your voice is no longer silenced. It is sovereign. You are the sound that money follows. And from now on, every time you talk, expect action. Expect miracles. Expect multiplication. Not because you are fortunate, but because you are in sync. You represent the frequency that money recognizes. You are the template that it follows. And your voice is the key. Keep speaking. Keep commanding. Keep pouring. Because money is listening to you right now. You've gone too far to question the strength of your voice. You have seen too much to doubt it. Now choose one. The signals have been obvious. Money has already started reacting. You've observed a change. Unexpected credits, miracle supplies, immediate reimbursements, and fresh inquiries. Something changed in the unseen. And now it's manifesting in your physical existence. What changed was not your surroundings. That was your voice. You are no longer speaking from the anguish of the past. You're speaking from a position of authority. That explains why the air around you feels different. That's why people suddenly see you differently. That is why financial possibilities are drawn to your name, since you're no longer afraid to speak out. You are commanding by faith. Every time you open your lips with confidence, you break past previous barriers. You destroy inherited patterns. You overcome hereditary poverty. You break the quiet that has held your family bound. Because when you speak, you influence more than simply your own life. You impact the lives of everyone involved in your destiny. You are not only accumulating riches, you are creating a new reality. You aren't merely manifesting money. You are reawakening the energy of divine riches that was always there but latent. And it's growing right now because your voice has finally matched your identity. Money does not move by chance. It moves according to legislation. And you are activating the rule of divine command. The law of unwavering self-belief, the rule of vibrational mastery. When your voice aligns with that law, no gate can remain closed. No check can bounce. No resource may be hidden. Because your proclamation becomes the destination. This is why your connection with your voice needed to be repaired. You couldn't talk with bitterness anymore. You couldn't keep repeating the language of limitations. You had to tune out the world's noise in order to hear your genuine tone, the tone that transforms ideas into objects and energy into cash. And now that it's open, there is no turning back. You've experienced what it's like to talk and see results. You've seen the force of alignment in action. And it was just the beginning. Your voice is becoming louder. Your directives are becoming clearer, and the universe is responding quicker and faster.